is owned and operated by Communistation Company Limited, located in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. We broadcast on FM 96.7 locally and is heard worldwide on fitfmja.com. Our mission is to amplify diverse voices and opinions, inform, educate, entertain, and engage listeners of all ages and lifestyle while promoting responsible community development. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Good evening, my people. How are you this evening? Welcoming you to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. I am your girl, Dr. Asha Mwendo. And you know we want to be a part of the conversation as we move into this evening. And so you remember you join us on WhatsApp at 876-317-1991 or 876-478-9144. And as usual, just a reminder, Healing Moments join the call for elimination of violence against our women and our girls. A matter of fact, right now we want violence to go on full stop, right? And this evening I have an awesome guest lineup for you, Dominique Renesco, and we'll be talking about lupus. So now you know what we're going to be talking about in a bit. I'm telling you now, call your friends, get your pen, get your sip, listen to this bit of music until we come right back.
Hi, Dr. Asha.
When you're down in trouble and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there. of you should grow dark and full of clouds and battle. North when it begins to blow. Oh, just keep your head together and call my name out loud, and soon you'll hear me knocking at your door. All you gotta do, call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh, yes, I will, to see you again.
Yes, I agree with Carleen Davis. If you need a friend, just call Healing Moments. Dr. Asha Mwenda will come running to your rescue every time. And as we go into our Let's Talk segment, before I bring my guest on, well, she's on already before I invite her into the conversation. Hi, Renesca. We soon come to you, girl.
No problem. Take your time.
This evening is one of my special listeners' birthday. Well, all day today was her birthday. Come on, not just this evening. So, Levine Gray Brown, we want to big you up and say good evening to your girl, and we hope you have been having an awesome time. Continue into the evening. Don't worry yourself. We say sunset day done, but me not care what you say. 24 hours, go and make her run it, right? Have an awesome, awesome time. And I want to give a big thank you and shout out to all my executive members and the police CSSB force that supported us our National Neighborhood Watch Retreat on Saturday. It was awesome. It was good. It was, I've never seen a team coming together. We're working so well. We had a good day. And I want to big up Trelawney's number one cop, our superintendent, Carlos Russell. He came to our retreat and he stayed all day to assist us with our planning and give suggestions and ideas. And we want to big you up, sir. Normally, the heads would come, they would spend a few hours if they spend so much, and then they would leave. Thank you for spending the entire day. Your input was awesome. It was good because it gives us an insight on how we work forward. And we also want to big up SSP Charmin Shand, who is acting commissioner of police in charge of neighborhood watches. And so I want to thank all my executive team. We had a wonderful, wonderful meeting. And I'm using this moment, this platform, this time to say thanks. As we continue our Let's Talk, I want to remind you that Dr. Asher's 30-day wellness challenge is still going on. I want to thank all the persons that have signed up and are working with us at the moment. Yes, everybody wants to be private and they want individual attention, but God has made it such that I can give them that time. Today was the day when I spent almost all day working with the 25 persons we have already signed up on our 30-day wellness challenge, doing their assessments, looking at where they are on their journey, because each person started their journey at different times. And if you want to start, it can still come on. Just go onto my Facebook page, look for Dr. Asher's 30-day wellness challenge, send a link, and we'll welcome you to come in to be your best self at any age, where you can have less stress, feel younger, lose weight, stop feeling pain, and just simply feeling great. So join us on the 30-day wellness challenge. Your 30-day can start right now. Just send us a link on Facebook and we will get you going. Okay, I also want to remind you of Amifitelio Farmers Market in Runaway Bay. It has been going great and they're off to new things. Starting the 1st of April, new things Farmers Market, once a month, twice per day, and every Thursday, and then once per month, you're having Thursdays and Fridays, and they're having a big bash the 1st of April coming up. So if you want to know more about the Farmers Market, you want to set up a booth, contact Jennifer at 876-853-4455. Lots of things are happening there. You will not regret it. And I also want to remind you that the the program that Dave Gale is doing down in Westmoreland to assist the blind family to get their own little housing is still going on. They still need the support. Blocks are going up, but we still need more funds to buy more material and also to pay for workmen. Let's continue to partner together that we can help this family of blind women to have a good shelter. The last time rain fell, got wet. We want them to start getting wet and have a good housing. And if you want to contribute, you contact Dave Gale. He's on Facebook and all social media platforms as Dave Gale. And he also have CDs selling just $1,000, and all the funds from that go towards his charity. So let's support the cause. Let's accept the call to be different and to help somebody. Right. Now, I have an awesome friend lined up this evening. Can I tell you? I met this lady because we both have a desire to be awesome and to be well. We met on the Muscadine platform, and we have awesome experience with that and still going strong. And as you can see, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, she have an awesome smiling face. I want you to help me welcome this evening my guest, Dominique Renesca. If I don't call her name right, she'll correct me. Don't worry about it. Hi, Dominique. How are you?
I am well, thank you. And thank you for having me today. I greatly appreciate it.
It is indeed my pleasure. It's indeed my pleasure. I have been great, girl. Hard, lots of work, especially today, but still feeling awesome, still feeling great. We have to answer the call to help others to be well as we are on our wellness journey as well.
Exactly.
So, this evening we are here to talk about lupus, one of the autoimmune diseases that we have going on out there. But before we do that, tell the people a little bit about you.
Sure. My name is Dominique Renesca. I am the CEO of D Nature Way. We are a botanical company that focus on a lot of coaching, group coaching, as well as meditation, teaching people how to live their best life naturally instead of using synthetic medication, mostly using plants and showing you how to apply and use those plants by combining them, creating something new for your specific needs. And also, too, I am a realtor here in South Florida. I am a wife and a mother to two beautiful children. I have a boy and a girl, and, and a full-time entrepreneur and just going around doing the things that I do love, helping people all over the place. I have a foundation in Haiti that's called Vérité Pas Gain Zami, where I support kids that are in need of funds to go to school back in Haiti. I sometimes send, depending on the situation, it'll be food that I sent, or I send materials. And I'm hoping pretty soon I could head down there. And I'm trying to build some more. I cannot tell yet what I am building because we are still working on it. But as soon as I do, I'm sure you'll know, Dr. Asha.
Oh, you better let me know.
Of course.
Yes. And I am sure Dr. Bennett is appreciating the support that they're getting down there as well.
Oh, I forgot to say that I'm an eye partner with you too.
Oh, yes. Come on. And I have on my shirt.
I know.
Here.
You have your shirt on.
Yes, I got my shirt on, girl. I am representing. You see,
Exactly.
It's purple. It's lupus. It's muscadine.
Yes.
It's purple.
Yes.
What's going
Yes.
on? Come on, girl. It's one of my favorite colors as well. So
Yes.
can't do but wear it.
I
Just
hear
glad
you.
for an occasion to do so.
And it looks beautiful on you. So rock it, girl.
Thank you. No, you're even my better friend. Right. So this evening we are talking about lupus, right?
Yes.
And so first, in my studies, I've come to know that there are 4 types of lupus. So that's one thing. And it affects persons differently. So we're going to talk about your experience, and if you want to add other people's business into it, no problem.
I came to spill the tea. Is that it?
Oh yeah, we're going to spill the tea and all the beans and everything.
I will go ahead and keep and spill my tea, I guess. Since I know that tea very well.
Yeah.
Would you like me to start right now, or
yes? Go ahead.
Okay. Sure. Well, my experience with lupus came during my second pregnancy with my daughter. I did not have any complication. My doctor actually found it really crazy that I actually had lupus, and they were not able to detect it right away. Because most people, when they have lupus, it would appear at an early stage or during their first pregnancy. I did not have any difficulties with my first pregnancy. And I still had the same OBGYN, OBGYN and all that stuff. So during my second pregnancy, it was very hard to pinpoint what was going on. Now, remember, lupus mimics many different diseases. You will have headaches, you will have dryness of everything. I had at one point where I woke up, my eyes tore. I had black eyes where it looked like someone punched me. Many times I had to ask myself if I hit myself, if I walked close to walls, because I was finding bruises around my body and I was having pain and aches and I did not know where they were. So eventually I went to one particular visit to see my doctor because I was high risk and I constantly had to go to the doctor often.
Mm-hmm.
At one point I was sitting and I was not allowed to drive or anything like that because of my condition. It was very severe. And while I was sitting at the waiting room, they called me for my turn and I was unable to pick myself off of that chair. When I told my doctor that, my doctor said, "What do you mean you can't get up?" And I am someone who has been strong my whole life, never liked people to pull me down. I like to take on the challenges. I'm a basketball player. I run track. I do cross country. So I don't play basketball with girls. I play basketball with the boys for training. Of course, for the purpose of the game, I would play it at a team with the girls, but I was that type of girl. And then I couldn't pick my own weight up. And the doctor said, "Dominique, you don't have lupus." At this time, I had no clue what lupus was.
Right.
And from there on, from finding out, that's when I started all these medication because so much was already going. My body was deteriorating. I was practically trying to hold on to a living body inside of me that I couldn't. Numerous of times. I've hit every hospital, literally every hospital in my town, because something would always happen. I would have a bleeding. I would end up going to the doctor. They prompt my butt up before for my doctor to get to the hospital because a lot of things were going to my body and they could not understand what it was. So when they did pinpoint out lupus, that's when my journey actually began to see what we were going to do.
Okay. And it sounds like it was really a rough time until they found out what it was going on with your body. Because as my listeners will get to understand that lupus can attack any organ of your body or all organs at the same time. So you were having all of these experiences, the skin being attacked.
Yes, because I did have the SLE, which is the one that is the most aggressive, where your whole organs, it would jump from one organ to another. Mine was focused on my lungs, and it was ripping and tearing out my lungs. If we were to have an image of my lungs, it would look like a tear, just like if you had a chicken and it starts stripping apart. And then every time I had a headache now, since they knew what I had, if I had a headache, because it would get severe, if I had certain pain, they would actually had to scan me, do what do you call those, CAT scan, to make sure that it wasn't moving to another organ. So even at a very young age, I was being scanned way more than most people that were already on chemo. So at that time, when they knew what was going on, I started chemo right away.
Wow. And, and that's one of the other things. Persons don't even realize that people who have lupus also does chemo. The persons weren't aware of that. I remember having a little discussion with someone yesterday. And when I brought that up, it was like, "You sure?"
Yep, intravenously.
Yes.
You got to get it.
Go.
Yep.
I said, "Go check it out."
And it does the same effect on your body as well. It deteriorates you more. It's like you're waiting to die. Your hair falls out. And you're very sensitive to the sun, because I was on chloroquine. How do you say that? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the very, very harsh drug. And basically taking it or not taking it, you're still dying. So it's like waiting to die. But trying to stay and hold on to that little branch of life, so at some point it really got serious for me. I remember me being a tough girl, and all that stuff. I couldn't even wake up to go to the bathroom, and my husband had to work. And at this moment in our life, we just brought in a new baby, and we had to visit them in NICU. She was in NICU for 5 months, visiting her every single day. I had a time, I remember one particular time, I told my husband, because he knew I would get up. I'm like, babe, not today. And he did not look like he lost hope, but I knew he cried the whole way there because I did not accompany him. And he probably felt like that day was my last day, and it was a very tough journey. We got through it, and it came to a point that chemo was getting too much, especially when they told you this medication, it's just being tested on you. It's not for you. It's not for your kind, but it is an experimental, and you're being experimented like a monkey. And even animals, I don't feel like we should be treating as such.
Right.
But, I was willing, and especially at that point, I really trust my doctors because I always felt like doctors were there for my best interest. Of course, I have a whole new different perspective now on things, and whatever they said, I would do. I was willing to try. I was willing to do. I did one after the other where my heart, each one I took, I felt like my heart was being enlarged. And instead of getting me off, I was being presented with more medication. They gave me Benadryl at one point to put me to sleep. So therefore, my lungs and my heart was still being enlarged. And I kind of got tired of that. And I started looking for my own ways.
Yes. And so you started to look for your own ways because you got tired of, being a pharmacist.
Experimented on, pretty much.
You were being a pharmacist, you were being somebody's lab rat and all of that, and you were not getting anywhere. So you decided to look for more. Where did you find more? What did you find?
I went straight to Nature's Garden. I'm Haitian. With me being Haitian, first thing that my parents always presented to me was herbs. But me as a kid, honestly, I was not interested in it. Not that I didn't know, when I was desperate, I would use it. I think that's what we all do, right? We don't know illness until we're actually there. Okay, we only look for cure or something until we're actually at that point, right? You're not going to think to take care of your headache before you have the headache to make sure that you're eating well. You're going to do it when you get that effect, and you're going to take whatever is in front of you. My to-go-to drug was Aleve. Tylenol did not work for me as a kid. I always did Aleve. So even when my mom would be like, hey, for your menstrual cycle, you always have pain, you always have these. And I'm the type of girl who had really, really bad menstrual. It was like, oh, I'll go to my Aleve. You know what I mean? That was my to-go-to. So now at one point, I started doing research. I became my own doctor. I started taking things in control into my own hands. I remove all that control. And honestly, without even speaking to my husband about it, because I know he would have disagreed, or he would have not approved, or however. And I did not want anyone's approval. In a sense, I had two kids to live for. I had a family. And all I was thinking about is how I'm going to beat this. I've fought my whole life through a lot of things, and this is something I could fight myself too. So I went on and did a lot of research, and that's why I'm here right now, smiling at you and living my best life.
Amen. Okay, so just before we go further, we have one of our listeners, Rosalie Chung, and she's asking if lupus is similar to diabetes. No, it is. What it is, diabetes is really one of those you call non-communicable disease, just like lupus is, but it is kind of different. And so little later on, we'll talk a little bit about diabetes. Rosalie, is one of the topics we're going to be dealing with on Healing Moments as we move forward. So I'm making note that I'll have to answer you, and so we'll deal with that later on. But it is not the same thing. But it is classified also as diabetes is something that can be cured. Lupus is classified in the same thing. It's something you have to be treating all the time. But we know from our going to nature's garden as our
That's where
farmers.
I was going, Dr.
You
Asha.
know, that's a story that the body
Oh
tells
my
us when
God.
we
Because
don't
I'm
treat it
like,
right.
I'm sorry.
Go
Of
ahead,
course,
go ahead, girl.
yeah, we're not allowed to say that, but
Yeah.
everything is curable, even AIDS. I don't care what anybody tell me. If you go to the nature and you go the right way, and you know what I mean, and you know how to combine yourself and actually have that willpower, you can reverse anything. And I'm a living proof of that. And I know a lot of people. And before I even took that journey on, I found others, although there were people I knew directly. I didn't know them from a hole in a wall. But
Mhm.
the simple fact that I saw their stories, I'm like,
Right.
this looks possible. So
Mhm.
I went on and I did the research, I did the work. And like I said, we just had a baby, we just bought a new house, and then we bought the car and all that stuff. We had a lot of things going on. At one point, I was thinking about leaving the country to go for treatment at a particular place. But unfortunately, I was looking at the long term. I'm like, hey, I've already been sick for such amount of time. I did not want to pull out, like $10,000, $20,000 and try to
Right.
go for a treatment. So I became my own doctor. After I did the research, I gathered
Mhm.
the herbs and all the things that they asked me. And you will be shocking to know, to heal yourself, of course, you need the willpower first. You need determination. You
Yes.
need to detox the body. A lot of people don't understand how important it is to clean out the body. We do this so much that we never actually stop and give the body a break. Now, let me
Right.
ask you a question. Don't you guys take your cars for an oil change? You guys ride all the
Mhm.
time. So the body is just like our car. I like to use that analogy with guys, especially. But even with your car, when you go and change your oil, what do? You have to drain the old oil out first before putting the new. You know what I
Amen.
mean? Yes, and resting it. A lot of people, when you're taking herbs and you're taking all these antioxidant and into the body and fluid, because that's what the body needs. Just like the earth, we represent the world. We are 80%, about 80% of liquid. We really don't need that much food. And the herbs we
Mhm.
put in our body, really will heal us. And a lot of people don't understand that. So with guys, I use the analogy, treat your body just like you treat your car. You will be halfway there. What I mean by that is that they tell us to change our oil every 3 months or after 100,000 miles. Just kind of consider, maybe every time you go change your oil change, maybe do an intermittent fast that day or fast the whole day. Because put in just liquid. There are different types of way of fasting. There's different
Fasting,
types of
yes.
way. Yeah, there are different types of detoxification. You don't necessarily just have to take in water. My preferred one is water, but there are juicing. You could juice. You could do all liquid, as long as like broth, you're not doing anything solid or too thick. You could even do smoothies. Basically a way to help push down the junk that you already have in the intestine and remove that. So antioxidant is very, very important when you're detoxing the body. It's
Right.
mostly putting the liquid, and because it's like it's like a what do you call it? A pipe. You're trying to find something. You don't stuff it more with more food, more
No.
solid. You push it with water. The more liquid you put in, the better you get.
And one of the things I normally say to people, if the things are not working right, you can't just keep adding things to try to fix it. You got to find out
Exactly.
what's going on. You have to find out why the sink is overflowing. So you got to turn off the water and then pull the bung.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Clear the
If you
bung.
notice, our body is extremely intelligent. If you notice,
Yeah.
whenever you're going to get sick, first thing that appears is mucus. You
Mhm.
will feel a little sniffle and this and that. Not only that, you'll lose interest in food. That's the body itself telling you, please stop. Hey, let me try to fix this. Let me try to fix this before you put that thing on it. Even before you
Yeah.
put the herb in, it's even telling you, give me some time to heal myself, to reprogram myself. And also too, you will notice when you're taking herbs and tea, it's just like meditation or anything else. You want to put the body at rest. Just think of that car. When you take it to the shop, before they could start working on it and changing that oil, they're putting it to rest. You know what I mean? You want to cool it down. So if you're taking herbs and you're really trying to reverse certain things, or you're trying to really work on yourself, it's okay to slow down, because believe
Yeah.
me, you could either slow down by taking care of yourself, or you're going to be forced to slow down. So you could choose wisely and say, hey, I don't feel right. My hands are hurting, because with lupus, you'll have a lot of joint aches, a lot of pain. Something is wrong. That is your signal. Whenever, just like menstrual cycle, you know what I mean? I tell people that a lot of people take it to be natural. Oh, I have cramps.
Ain't nothing natural
It's
about it.
flowing too much. I'm flowing for 15 days, or I can't. My menstrual came twice the month. That's not natural. That's your body speaking to you, telling you you need to do something about it. We should not live with pain. We should live comfortably. We were meant to be here, enjoy life, and within our comfort. So if we're having some kind of pain, or age should not change that neither, because sometimes people use aging. Oh, I'm aging, that's why I feel pain and stuff like that. That's not true. That's your body telling you you're deteriorating because you're not taking care of it.
Yeah. Amen. 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 I normally say to persons, the normal way you should feel is, I would say to them, I like to forget I have a hand. I like to forget I have a head.
Yeah.
But when you're feeling pain, you can't forget that you have a hand.
Yep,
That means
exactly.
the body is telling you that, hey girl, you want me to last for a little bit? Your hand is not working right. Something is not
Exactly.
right. I was doing a lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff. And I have an injured back, which thanks to Muscadine hardly ever act up. But today I was feeling my mortality, as you see. I feel my back tightening. I start to feel a little achy. And I said, I know I'm doing a lot, but what else could be going on?
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
I remembered I've been feeling so good. I was not taking my
You
Muscadine.
forgot that yeah.
I wasn't
exactly.
taking my Muscadine. I wasn't drinking enough water for the past
Yes.
couple of days. So my body was giving me notice that you got to do something about it.
Exactly.
Immediately as I became aware of this challenge, I got up, I went take my Muscadine, I just started drinking my water, and I started to feel a little better.
Exactly. Staying hydrated is the
Yeah.
best thing you could do in your body. Like my brother always tells me, he says, if your pee is any color but clear, you're dehydrating. That's
Yes.
what he will say to me all the time, And one thing too that you did mention that a lot of people don't understand is if you're in pain, those are alerts. And not only that, when your body feels good, everything else around you feels good, auras, and your attitude, because everything is inward. So what you put in your body is also the toxin that's speaking, that anger, because if you don't feel good, you can't present yourself good. You see what I'm saying? You cannot smile. You could smile through pain, but people will see it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it will show. So the more you put the good thing, the herbs, the trees into your life, it will reflect on the outside. You know what I mean? You will smile more. You will have great relationship. You will, everyone wants to be around you because, you are a representation of this world, and anything that is inside of you, whether you like it or not, is going to show. We can only cover so much, but like this smile, I'm smiling, like Dr. Asha knows me for the time she's been around me. I'm a very hyper person. I don't know how to get tired. And that's just me since I was a child. And my 7-year-old daughter is the same way. So I could see she is Dominique on times 7. You know what I mean? She is out there, and the better you feel, the more people will want to be out around you. And they will also change to the path that you're into.
Yes. And just treating yourself well helps you to look at little things and find little messages in it. Yes. I'm going to use today, for instance, and I was saying to my girls, some girlfriends came to visit me, and these are senior, they're all older than I am, but they're my girlfriends. And so they came to visit. I was saying to one of them,
well, that's the thing. You become wiser, and you end up you're gonna end up hanging up with more mature people.
Right. So I was saying to them, I know today was going to be an awesome day. And then I had to pray and ask God, today was going to be a great day. And I had to go to the divine and says, I want it to be awesome. So they said, why did you say it was going to be great? I said, because I read things. So I read things around me. And can you tell it? Funny enough, I got up and I washed this morning and I pinned out the clothes myself. So after I put them out, I was there looking outside, just looking out for no good reason at all. Then my eyes focused on the line and I said, oh, I have two onesies on the line, two all-in-one clothes. I call them onesies. Yeah. And then I said to myself, well, look at that. On the back line there, I had 8 pants and I had 8 shirts. It wasn't planned. It just happened.
Yeah.
And then on the front line, I had 6 tops again, and I had 6 undies. So they were in 6s. And I said, this is going to be a very great day. But I want it to be awesome. You choose your attitude.
You wake up, you want to be happy, you got to be happy.
Yes. And I look at everything I said. And so when I was saying to my daughter, so she said, Mommy, how you know you're going to have to pray for awesome because it's going to be awesome. I said, because I know my numbers and my perfect number is 7. So if I had 7 of anything out there, I would have seen perfection. But I'm not seeing perfection and I want perfection. So what do? I tap into nature. I tap into the divine. I go to him and I said to him, I want perfect today.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah. And then he reminds me, you want perfect? You haven't drunk your water. Go drink water.
You start with hydration.
You need to rehydrate.
Try not to water a plant. You'll see what happens. Same thing.
I have my peace lilies and I use my peace lilies as my life guardians. And so peace lilies are very finicky. They are so human. It's not funny. Because if a peace lily is not being treated right, it got too much sun, too much water, it tells you. Yeah. It looks different. It behaves different.
That's just like a human, right? Right. Are you going to stay around if someone is not treating you right?
Yeah, you want better care. And so they will hang their head down. You have to give them water. If you put too much water, the leaves will start turning brown at the edges. You have to pull back. And I was looking at one of my peace lily plants today. And I was looking at that plant. And I was looking for perfection. And the divine led me straight to the peace lily. And in one pot, I have 7 blooms coming up all at once. And I said, look at my God, how awesome he is. He knew before I knew that I'm going to looking for perfection there. And he put it there that I can find it. And that's what he does with nature. He puts nature there. That we can go to nature to take care of the body that he gave us.
Yes,
When
we could curse ourselves the same way we could curse plants. People don't understand that. The words that you speak and also into the universe and the word you speak to yourself, you could either, bring good energies or bad energy to yourself. And you could do the same thing with plant too. You don't even have, you could water plants all you want, but if you're speaking negatively to it, they will not bloom. It will not flourish. Just like a person, you know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. You have to speak life into yourself. You want that good day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live, where you are. You have to choose your attitude and how you're going to carry on. That's basically,
that's it. You have to choose to be a white lily in the mud pond.
Yeah, smile in the rain. I mean, you could be in the storm. You could look at it as a free shower from God, you know what I mean? And playing in the rain, or you could be mad about it. Regardless, it's gonna pour. So which way would you prefer to look at it? You know?
Yes. And so you're listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. And I am your host, Dr. Asha Mwendo. And I have with me an awesome guest this evening, Dominique Renesca. And so I want to say good evening to you and big up. Yes, Mel Cinder. Good evening, and to all our listeners on all our social media platforms, and those who are listening to us streaming live, and those who are listening to us on radio, want to tell you, call a friend, tell them to listen in. Awesome radio is taking place right here, right now, and you can't afford to miss it, and you don't want them to miss it because you love them that much, right? So call us. All my international listeners this evening, I'm coming to you live from the studios of Fit FM in Jamaica with my guest on live from Florida in the USA. What a wonderful time. Thank God for Link Up. We can always link up wherever we are. Keep tuning in. So as we were saying, Dominique, so now you found out that you had to look for more. You started looking for more. You turned to nature and you realized the importance of antioxidants in your healing process. Tell us a little bit more about that and how you went about it.
Yes. not only that, like I said, the first thing is always filling up your body with the antioxidant, because which is mostly your fruits.
Yes.
You're, getting all your fruits in. But I did it mostly in a juicing way because I needed to also detox my body. So what that means is that whatever was harming me in my gut, I needed to get it out.
Yes.
So okay. So basically I started fasting. I did. Not everyone has to do extreme as I did, but me, I started off with a 7-day fast because I've never fasted before. I learned about it. I see how to do it, because fasting also could be dangerous if it's not done properly.
Right. Yes.
Yes. So we need to be careful on any type of fast that you're doing. You know what you're doing. I know a lot of boxers sometimes to cut weight, to do certain things that they will fast, but also you have to replenish the body. You have to keep the body hydrated, although you're fasting. That is one of the most important thing to do. Remember, the body's 80% water. So if you're peeing all day and you're going to the bathroom all day, you have to keep that replenished. And also too, what's awesome with water is an antioxidant. As you're taking it, you would think going out without food for so long that you would actually lose energy. You actually hyper. You've gained energy. You've gained life. And not only that, spirituality has grown too. Not just that you feel, because you're removing so much toxin, so much negativity as well. You don't have time for arguments anymore too. Everything starts changing. Anything bad within you starts coming out. So I found out that I needed to first, detox my body, add a lot of antioxidant, and I did also a lot of herbs. I had herbs of choices because I was trying to reverse stuff. I did things while I was detoxing. I did chelations. Chelation is to help remove heavy metals in the body. So therefore, if you're removing heavy metal, and remember, our blood is kind of like metal, if we want to put it that way. So you have to put other things in the body to replace what you're taking out. And believe me, it's not meat. A lot of people think that, iron, in order to increase your iron and all that stuff, you need meat. No, we have kale, we have quinoa, we have a lot of different food in nature. That's what your chlorophyll is, your chlorophyll, which you get in a lot of seaweeds. So especially being in Jamaica, and I've been talking to you about that, Dr. Asha, sea moss. Sea moss has 98 minerals.
It's awesome.
Our body needs 102 minerals. Sea moss alone has 98 minerals.
Yes.
98 minerals.
And other sea mosses.
Exactly.
Irish much and other sea mosses. There's so many others.
The purple.
And I find it purple. I was gonna say the purple sea moss is the best. It's most awesome. It's the one I use a lot. And I'm saying to persons, listen to me. It's amazing. It's exciting. I work with nature. I use that to help my clients. And it is really, really exciting when you do the research. You see the things around you that is so good for you.
You start looking at the medical industry differently.
Yes. It is awesome. It is awesome that you can heal, reverse any illness. And I say any illness the body is experiencing, you can reverse it.
Yes.
It takes discipline. It takes knowing. And if you don't know, get the help of the persons who do. And you have to know that one of the process about healing from nature, using antioxidants and all of that, if you're feeling really sick, when you start the process, you might feel worse.
Yes.
But you might feel worse. You may feel worse. Or you might go to a specialist who starts you off very slowly by just giving you antioxidants alone, because they realize that your body needed something before you can manage a detox. Listen, don't tell them what somebody else tell you, because everybody is different. So don't tell me that Sandra did use orange, so why are you giving me lime? Everybody's bodies respond to things differently. And all of the things in nature are good for you, but sometimes not at the right time.
Yeah.
Because when you come, it's like when you take your car in since we're using car as analogy, I'm going to continue
I
with that.
love analogies, so go
Yeah,
for it.
I like to say to people, I teach like Jesus does.
Oh
So
Lord.
I associate. And so I love auto mechanic. You know, it's one of the things I do, or I used to do. So when you take your car in, every car coming into a garage may be behaving the same way, not moving, eh, having problems, smoking up the place, but the cause may be different. So
Yes,
you don't look at another person's output and assume that you and them have to use the same kind of herbs at the
exactly.
same time. Everybody is different. But
You
there are some
yeah,
things that are constant, and there are some things that you
the
get
herbs.
more of from certain herbs depending on where you are and what you need at that moment. So we might tell all of you, you need your antioxidants. That's a given. You need your vitamin D. That's a given. Everybody needs these things. There are some platform things that everybody needs. However, the beauty of life is we all need these things, but we can get it from different food sources.
Exactly. And you're absolutely right, Dr. Asha. I'm going back to what you said about us might feeling worse than before feeling good.
Mhm.
Like I said, I love analogies. Think about when
Yeah.
you're going to the gym, right?
Mhm.
You might have started off a certain way on desire to the weight that you've gained or the way that you gain, but you have to actually break down the body. You're
Mhm.
hurting the body to start feeling good. So the same thing too, when you're cleaning out the body, your pores are all holes. They might be very tiny. So what happened is that they have to find a way to get out. So they're not just coming out of, your eyes. Basically, if you have eye trouble too,
Mhm.
you'll have more mucus buildup on your eyes. You will have more
Mhm.
mucus coming out. You'll go to the bathroom more because the body is finding every entry or exiting wound or places that it could find in order to
Mhm.
expel it. You'll feel like you have more mucus in the throat that you need to clear out, and
Mhm.
also the
Skin breaking
sinuses will be
out.
cleared. Yeah, it's going to come out anywhere. Even your hair, you might have even more scaly skin or
Mhm.
oily skin. It's because the body, the more good things you put in the body, it's going to expel out the bad things. So
Yes.
just like if you want to be strong and also to become muscular, in order for
Mhm.
you to build the muscle, you have to lift those heavy weights first. They're heavy.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel
Mhm.
good to wake up every day to be disciplined to get the workout. The workout does not feel good, but the end result does.
Yes.
When you no longer have to lift that lightweight and then moving on to the heavier weight, running for the first time, you know how
Mhm.
tough that is. And
And you
but
find
once you start
muscles you
getting in
didn't know you
motion, it feels
had.
good. Yes, it's the same thing, you know. So it's a process. It's not something. Don't expect, like Dr. Asha says, don't expect it to happen overnight, nor to expect my healing process to be the same as yours. Even though we might be the same frame, same height, same weight, I'm from a different mother and you're from a different mother and father. And
Okay.
even if we were from the same parents, there's stuff that I might have eaten. Like me, I don't have
Yeah.
a sweet tooth. And maybe my brother does. So therefore, there's different
Right.
kind of chemicals that we're both are fighting, although
Mhm.
we're from the same tree. So we need to also look at that. And it's just like I tell people this all the time. I don't believe in genetics, where they said that if your mom had diabetes, you most likely will have diabetes.
No.
I no longer believe in that because of the simple fact is, if I treat myself differently and I no longer eat the way my parents trained me to eat, there's no way of me having what they have. So it will not be historical. The only way that, I mean, just imagine if I'm Haitian and I was adopted by a Chinese family. Now I'm
Mm.
eating like the Chinese do. Or let's just say I started eating a vegan lifestyle. How is the way I'm treating myself now going to be the same way as I fried food in my culture or the way I cook? My
Right.
inside will not be the same as my parents or my family. So I no longer believe in that genetic stuff that they said is most likely if your family. It's really habits. The
Yes.
habits that your family has is most likely they teach you those habits and you're going to keep those habits. But if you break out of those habits, there's no way that these illness will catch up to you.
And I agree with you. And that is one of the things I always say to persons as well. You may be predestined because of family linkages to certain things. However, I believe just as though you can break curses over your family of emotional and other kinds of curses, as spiritual curses, you can break these over your family. You can break genetical curses.
Exactly.
So if your family tree have everybody up until you came along have had diabetes, and you know that, you can take steps to treat yourself differently to alter the outcome that you do not have diabetes as well. Just breaking that linkage in your DNA that you'll be passing on to your generations to come because you change your lifestyle. And I
Exactly.
want to say to people, this thing about what you're born to be, you have to be, is nonsense. Because I'm going to say to you, if I don't believe in evolution, but that's me. But for the persons who believe in evolution, I can't understand how you're going to say you can't reverse it, you can't get a better from something if your ancestors were monkeys, as some people believe, which I don't accept, I don't believe. My ancestor was no monkey. But for the people who believe in evolution and say that man come from monkey, we should continue to change then. And so therefore, because your grandmother had diabetes, you're changing. You shouldn't be continuing to have diabetes. You should be able to work on it. And but although I don't believe in evolution as people do, I'm not an evolutionist. I don't believe we're from monkeys nor anything like that. I believe I'm from straight human created by God. But that's my belief, and I allow people to embrace their own beliefs and stuff. And because if I'm gonna believe this craziness that I'm from monkey, I normally one day I had a friend, and we're not talking about.
Oh Lord.
We're not discriminating now, but I said to my girlfriend who was Caucasian, she's white, and I said to her, and she don't really like black people. We're friends for some reason, but I don't know, but she really don't like black people. And I said to her, you have no problem standing up and saying you're related to a monkey, but you have a problem relating to black people. I really don't understand it.
Yeah.
You're glad to be related to a monkey, but you don't want to have anything to do with black people. I don't know how you work that one out. Anyway, that's for another story.
Well, that's what's awesome about this world, right? We all get to have our own opinion and the way we think.
And we should, and if we learn to respect people's opinion, we have less wars,
Yeah.
But we're coming back to the war we're having in our bodies now. And even with lupus, there are other autoimmune diseases that if you follow the same model that we use to deal with lupus, is the same thing that will help us with other autoimmune diseases.
Exactly.
You had lupus, I had fibromyalgia. They are both autoimmune illnesses. They are illnesses and fibromyalgia is even worse than lupus in that it's a disease that people sometimes don't believe anything is wrong with you. Because looking at you, you're looking quite okay, but pain is driving you up the wall and around the corner and making you angry, making you know how to deal with people because you're in severe pain on the inside. So it's another autoimmune disease. I realize as well that antioxidants and treating your body right, going to nature's garden, it was the answer for me. And you're here telling us it's the same answer for you. I've not have an episode of fibromyalgia forever. Will be saying by the end of this year, which I know won't have another episode, that I have reversed it. But I'm holding on a little bit first before I declare myself reversed, because I started after you, but you started your journey before me. But I'm working on it. So now, give us some specifics. You'll say antioxidants. Tell us how these things work. Tell us what happened to Dominique.
All right. The process, if you want to heal yourself, like I said, you want to have the willpower. You have to be determined. You have to say that I'm going to do this. Before you
go forward, one of our listeners is saying, what Cinda is saying, when they say it's in the genes, what's that? What's that? I think it's the pants we wear, Melcinda. I'm just joking.
No, you're not in here.
She's saying when they say it's in the genes, what's that? Oh. Okay, so in the genes is the same thing as saying, Melcinda, that you're born with it. It comes from your family. It's from the family tree, in your blood, and it's in your DNA. That's what in your genes means, right? That's what it means, Melcinda. And we're saying to you now, What in your genes can be changed by a lifestyle choice, sis?
Well, I think the illness that comes into our body could be changed. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
it. So
Because
that's what you're talking about
yeah,
when illness is in your genes. So
say that again.
sometimes they say the illness like diabetes is in your genes. That's how they talk in Jamaica. So they
Uh-huh.
say they don't say it's hereditary. They say it's in your genes. You're
Yeah,
born with it. So we're saying no. It doesn't matter what illness you're born with, the predisposition to have. Lifestyle is what pull the trigger. So you might have the
exactly.
gun, you have the bullet, but if your lifestyle is not matching up, then the trigger will not be pulled.
Yes. And also to remember a kid that is born with a disease, the way I see it is that, I mean, if you really, really think about it and you put it together, that parent is the one that's eating for the fetus to start
Yes.
off with. So
Mhm.
whatever the parent is eating, the baby's eating. And not only that, have you guys ever questioned why doctors tell you not to eat those pre meats? What are they called again? Those sliced meat or
Yes.
cheese or certain things, and why?
Processed food.
Yeah,
Processed
because of salmonella. Why aren't you allowed to eat cheese or drink milk while you're sick? A lot of times when you have a cold, they tell you to stay away from these things. So why don't we just not take it at all? Because if I cannot take it when my body is sick, it should not be in my body. That's why I look at it. So you want to refrain from any animal product, milk, cheese, I don't know, meat. In order to reverse it, I had to go vegan, alkaline vegan, meaning taking anything into my body, which is pure water, which is your spring water that actually ran through rocks and
Yep.
that actually came from nature, even though it's bottled. But your water bottle should not have ingredients in it, which sometimes we do find that some bottles have things to clean it, like your purified water. It's being purified. So your purification water is actually your well water, your toilet water, depending on what country you're from, that they have cleaned. It's disgusting. But
Yes.
I
And
put
that's why I
it
don't drink
that way
every
so
bottle of
people
water.
can actually see what I'm saying and where I'm coming from.
Mm.
When you're drinking water that is purified, it went through a system and it was forced to be cleaned. So you want to get water straight from nature. Get your spring water that has touched the rocks, because our body really does not need vitamins. It needs minerals. Our body needs minerals. So I mean, we're buying all these vitamins. We could get all of them from the sun. I mean, you get your, you know what I mean, from being grounded and eating your herbs. Sometimes if you notice, you'll go outside and you feel like you need a particular food. When you need that particular food, it's because your body's asking for something. A lot of times it's your blood that is missing something. So if you're a meat eater, you might feel like you need to eat meat, but really it's saying that you're low in iron.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
You need the
your
iron, you need the
chlorophyll will be your
proteins.
T2.
And
So
your
the
protein.
process is, like I said, is you need to be determined. You need to say that I'm going to do this and actually stick to it. It's going to be tough. Detoxing your body is not a joke, because you're going without food. Yeah. You're actually you're starving the body. All right. In order for you to get to what you need, you're starving the body of solid and increasing the intake of antioxidant in liquid. All right. And that is very, very important. And refrain from eating any type of meat. Along with that, if you could eliminate your meat and certain starch and go to a high alkaline, anything that is 7 and higher in nature, you will be able to reverse slowly. You will start feeling better. So it's very important to have that willpower, determination, detox the body, take in a lot of antioxidant. Do stay away from fruits that are seedless. You need those seeds. That's what muscadine is.
Yes.
Seeds.
Yes.
Seeds are B17. I want you guys to go out and look for B17. You're not going to find B17 in your stores. B17 is what kills cancerous cells. Look it up. Google B17, which is your seeds that you will find in apricot, muscadine, your watermelon, your papayas. All these, you're supposed to be eating your seeds. I've seen countless of people from the islands throwing out their seeds out of their melons.
I eat everything.
What are you talking about? Those help you. Of course, there are some that has a higher ORAC scale.
So it
That are
depends on the
higher
type of
on
the
the
seed,
ORAC,
yes.
just like
Mhm.
muscadine. But what happened is that what that
Processing.
seed is doing, if it's killing something as horrible as cancerous cells, it's killing everything along its track before it gets to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you got to say. So that lupus, it's killing it. That diabetes, it's killing it. You know what I mean? That high blood pressure. You know, that male dysfunction. Muscadine helps with the male dysfunction. Now,
Yes.
don't think nature is gonna work overnight. No, you can feel effect now overnight. That is possible.
Yes.
But this is not Viagra. Okay.
Nope.
And not only
Nope.
that, you will get a heart attack from Viagra. There are, believe me, I do know some plants that works like Viagra in nature. But
Yes.
the thing is that you want it to be natural. You want to have your erection irregularly. You don't need just a one night thing. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it is very important to treat the body and actually cleanse and bring your body back to life the way it was
Yes.
meant to be. Don't
Yes.
just do it just for that one knockoff, that one night, that one booty call, whatever you want to call it.
No, no,
You know
no,
what I mean?
no.
Yeah, bring it back to life. You know, you want that vitality, you know, at all times. So
Yes.
treating the body right, putting the herbs, putting herbs and also antioxidants, increasing the chlorophyll in the body,
Mhm.
increasing the water alone will help you go. It will curb your
Yes.
appetite. People who has problem losing weight, it will curb your appetite. The more leaves, the more herbs, the more life you put into yourself, the more life you feel. Honestly,
Yes.
that's just
It is so true.
bottom line
And
is.
I even want to say to persons, when you start to do the detoxing and you start to put in the more fluid, for a month or two, you will seem to have gained weight sometimes. You seem to put on weight. You think to yourself, why I put on, but you seem to be more, it's just bulk up. That the system is pushing out stuff out and it's coming out. So you might feel more pressure around your waistline. You'll feel a little fatter. Continue. Then you're going to see the breakdown start to happening and the turning back start to happening. And you start to feel better. I tell you, you're going to start feeling better. The pain is going to go away. As Dominique brought up, and for the men, I'm saying to you, and for the women too, because a woman likes a man who can get it on sexually when the
Especially in
time is
Jamaica,
right.
we know that.
Oh yes, you know, they like to be able to answer the booty call, and so therefore, antioxidants, muscadine is one of the ways to ensure that you are ready when you are ready, without popping a blue pill nor any other thing. Your body will be ready when you're ready. So
Exactly.
I would say to my men, if you're using your muscadine, you're treating your body right, and you have enough zinc and everything in your body, every 3 days you should be able to go for a couple hours, you know. But you have
I
to
ain't
take
waiting for 3
body
days.
first. What I normally say to my men, I know it's hot and happening to have sex every single day, but remember,
It
some
helps you
men,
wake up in a good mood, a better
it
mood.
makes you
That's your
feel
day off,
good.
right, Dr.
It makes, you
Asha?
know, it makes you feel good. It makes the morning brighter and
Yes.
the green greener, the sun shining, looking a little brighter. It's good. It's good. And you know, even when I was talking to my young people, I normally say to people, stop telling young people like sex is this dirty bad thing. It's an awesome thing. However, it's
Yeah.
timing, it's the how, the where,
Being used
and the
right.
readiness.
Yeah.
And who you're doing it with and the what and all of that. It's other things that goes with it. But when
Yes.
you are in a good, steady relationship and you have your body working right, listen to me. Listen to me, people. Get your muscadine. Get it. You will not regret it. The body will thank you for it.
Yes,
And for the guys, you don't have to worry and wonder why John not looking at you in the mornings. John will wake you up. Right?
But like,
John
hello,
will
I'm
wake you up.
here.
Have attention. Will wake you up, make you happy. But you gotta take care of the body. You have to reverse whatever illness the body is facing. It is possible. Dominique is telling us her story of reversing lupus, and it is a real thing. Dominique, continue telling us. Before you go, let me see what hush. One of our listeners, Melcinda again, is saying, please, if I need detox, can Senopods Is Senapause enough? Okay, Melsina, we can't just tell you right off the bat to go take Senapause because Senapause sometimes is a washout and not a detox. And so
Exactly.
therefore,
You
that's
want
one
to
of
do
the
it
mistakes
inside
we
in,
make. You
inside
want
out.
to do a detox that is going to do a deep detox from
Yeah,
inside.
that is straight from the colon, what she's talking about.
Right. So when
That
you
does
take a
not.
sauna, you're just washing the colons out. And you can't be washing the colons out and then think you're gonna feel better because the rest of the body still have all the gunk going on in there. So a detox is something more. Maybe we will do a program on just detox one of these evenings, but detox is doing more than just washing out the gut.
Yes, that is
Senna,
absolutely
Senna
true.
by itself is just gonna wash the gut out, but you need more than that to call it detox.
Clean out the gut. And also too, when you're cleaning out the gut, you will see all these nasty stuff. The smell are basically when we go to the bathroom, we should not smell anything. If we're
You
putting
shouldn't
plants,
smell anything.
yeah, if you're actually putting plants in your body, you will not smell your toilet. It is just what it is. You know what I
So when
mean?
you're smelling, you know your body ain't working so good.
Exactly, because you're going to smell what you put in. You're putting carcasses in your body, so it's going to
Yeah.
smell dead. And
Mhm.
that's what it is. That's the foul smell you smell, especially when you're eating meat. And from what I understand on nature, you do not actually take out meat. Meat deteriorates in the body and becomes those parasites. That's why we have worms, we have tapeworms in the body, we have all these parasites and all those sugar rush that you might have, or you feel like you need to eat certain
Yeah.
sweet food or certain food. It's because those live maggots, those live parasites that are in your body are asking you to feed them a certain type of food. So
Mhm.
that's basically what's happening. Once you do start tapping into the body and you're actually doing a real detoxification, what end up happening is that you will feel lighter. But what happened is that you're going to start cleaning out the interior and exterior of
Mhm.
the wall. So it's
Yes.
just like having a straw and you've been drinking on it, I mean, in it, through it,
Mhm.
for 20, 30 years. You placed it down and then you continue to drink from it. So every time you go to sleep, you're leaving it. So you're actually stopping when you're detoxing, you're stopping, putting just water, which helps push not only what's inside, but also on the walls,
Yes.
against the
Watch
walls.
it.
So your bathroom is going to be really foul. You're going to be like, what is coming out of me? The colors will change, the smell will
Mhm.
change, and that's when, and you'll feel lighter. That's when you'll know that you're actually tapping inside the interior gut to really remove where the dis-ease are, the disease, the disease. Okay, that's when, and you'll see when you start healing, you'll see heal healthy has the heal in front of it. So
Mhm.
when your body starts healing, you'll start feeling healthy.
Yes.
But when you have that dis-ease, you want to make sure you take in the right thing to actually not only just going straight in the middle, like when you're
Mhm.
drinking water from a straw, but you want it to clean out that
Oh,
wall
yes.
and
And clean
clean out what's
everything
really
out.
harming you.
Yes. And what detox also does is go into the lungs. It goes into the brain. Everywhere
Everything.
everywhere you have the gunk being stored will start happening. You'll find yourself start remembering better. You'll
Yeah.
find your heart start working a little better. A matter of fact, you start feeling so good, you start loving a little better as well.
Yeah. And
It's
that's
a
why I say you'll have mucus coming out of different
yes.
places, because
Yes.
whatever is affecting, it's going to start cleanse itself. And it's going to,
Mhm.
you might even have, let's just say, bumps on your body that you've never seen before, but
Mhm.
maybe your pores were closed and it's going to pour out wherever it could come out. And also to you, the females, I can't speak on the guys, but when you do a good detoxification and you do a good chelation, cleaning out metals of your body, you start even releasing mucus out of your vagina. Mucus
Yes.
will come out wherever there is an exit,
Opening. Yeah.
an opening in the body. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's what's great. And that's when you know the body is healing. And like I said, your spiritual level 2 will incline. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because everything works together. Everything is a cycle. You know what I mean? You feel good, you'll act good, your body feels good, you treat people good, and everything just go in the good circle.
Yes, and that is extremely important. We want our listeners this evening. You're listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. I am your host, Dr. Ashley Mowendo, and I have with me this evening Dominique Renesca. And Melcinda says, haha, Julia is feeling good. You hear Julia laughing, not true? Yes, man, Julia says she's feeling good because she takes her muscadine.
Nice.
So, Julia in house, she takes her muscadine every day. What about you? So, I'm going to say to us, if you're listening this evening and you haven't started to take your muscadine as yet, you need to link us up. It's the highest antioxidant product on the market at the moment.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a fruit that's going to come along that have more antioxidant than the muscadine at the moment. It is ready, it's available, it's a seed and skin. That's where the magic works. And it helps me. And Dominique is here telling us about her reversal of lupus, the incurable lupus. So she didn't tell us she's cured. She said she reversed it. It's gone, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
Dominique,
I have my test result is actually you could find it on WhatsApp on my Facebook because I've posted before when I reversed it and when I got tested again. And something too I will say about the muscadine, there are some people who are not good with taking capsules. These capsules
Yes.
could actually be taken, and all you got to remember, it's just grabbing couples. It's like grabbing couple grapes and just breaking it out, removing the meat of the capsule. I mean, removing the meat of the grapes and eating simply the seeds and also the skin. So we're not saying that the meat is not good, but we're going straight to the source and getting the most potent part of it to do what you need it to do. Now, here are two ways you could look at the muscadine. If you're the type of person that likes to take extract, it's a little bitter because it's like wood. It will taste wood, but the taste go away real fast. And what you need to see with just like alcohol, the extract goes straight to the bloodstream. All right. So you might feel effect a little faster. But now it is also important to take the capsules. And if you're the type of person that cannot drink a capsule, you could also open it up because it doesn't have any taste. Add it to your drink and take it. Now, what does that do?
Whatever.
The reason you also want to consume the capsule is because it's going to the tracts of the stomach and breaking out the bad things. The thing is that when you take something orally, it has to go down to the esophagus, it has to go down to the stomach, break down. And also too, if it's fat or food blockage or constipation, it will do that. It will break down whatever else is in the stomach or in the lining of the body that is not breaking. So if it's possible for you, it's good. Most people who I've known that had reversed diabetes with it and all that stuff, they've used both, where they're getting the extract to get that effect right away, to get that filling and stuff like that. But at the same time too, they're using the capsules to help the movement. So remember, detoxification is a movement because you're trying to remove things out of your body, and that will also help you with that too.
Yes. So I want to say to my listeners, when you use the antioxidants, when you use muscadine antioxidants in particular, there's many ways, as Dominique today, you can use it. But what we like when you use the capsule itself, because it sits in the stomach, it goes into the system. And normally, sometimes I have to say to my clients to use pre and probiotics in order to work. And when you're using the muscadine, sometimes you don't need pre and probiotics because the muscadine does almost the same work, if not the same work in your system. And so normally I know persons tell people to buy probiotics. If you're using probiotics, you have to use prebiotics as well. You use both of them together. So if you're listening in this evening, persons have been asking, how do you get your muscadine? Wherever you are, contact me on 876-870-2284. And I'm going to let Dominique tell you as well how you can get in touch with her. We're a network. We support each other. It doesn't matter which one of us you contact. We just want you to get your muscadine. So you're going to contact me at 876-870-2284. Or you can link me up at my email at blessed, that's BLESSEDCL at live.com, or at Dr. Asha. So Dr. Asha, that's Dr. Asha.iqmk.net. If you go there as well, you will get it. And so the phone number again is 876-870-2284. 2284. And before we let Dominique go any further, we're going to let her tell us as well, how can you get in touch with her to get muscadine from her, since persons are presently asking. Go
All
ahead.
right. I could be reached at 916-842-7860. If you're from the islands, you have to add a 1 in front of that call.
Mm-hmm.
And also, too, you could email me if you have any questions or like further want to talk to me further at drenesca@dnatureway.com. And also, too, just like Dr. Asha, you could go to dnatureway.iqmk.net. Something I wanted to mention, Dr. Asha, before I leave, when you mentioned the probiotics and all that stuff, I'm going to give out a little secret for anybody who would like it. Is like I said, nature provides anything that we need, we could get. So if we start practicing simply when we wake up, drinking room temperature water, but when you wake up early morning, whenever you wake up, before you try to get that food in your stomach, just drink as much water as you can. That will start cleaning out your body and refreshing and regenerates the body, will elevate the body. Not only that, when we sleep, we end up being we end up building what is called flora in our body, which goes through our stomach, is what becomes like a probiotic. So we do have our own already in our mouth, because our body's at rest. So as our body's at rest, that's why we build mucus while we're sleeping sometimes, or we build certain things, or we feel certain ways, because your body's at rest and it's regenerating and reorganizing itself. So if you're the type of person who's having problems going to the bathroom and you always have to take probiotics or prebiotics or whichever, just simply wake up in the morning. Don't stop with the whole cold ice water. I drink room temperature water all day long. I have water with me, a gallon of water a day. That will alone start your system for you in the morning. And not only that, it will also give you clarification. You will feel more cleared in the morning, more balanced. So drink water, a lot of water when you wake up, enough to fill your stomach. It will also curb your appetite, but it will help you go. And also you won't need to take any of those other, what do you call it? There's a husk. What's that? There's that psyllium husk and all that stuff that they mix with a lot of different things. You won't have to take them.
Yes. And that is so important. And I normally say to persons, if you want an extra oomph when you take that early morning drink, you just add a little lemon juice to your water, some warm water, you drink that as well. It works just as well. But if you're using lemon in your water, please use straw, because lemon will deteriorate the enamel of your teeth over time if you continue drinking it like that. And drink a lot of water. Let me tell you something. It's possible to drink too much water, but I don't think any of us going to drink too much water, because we need more water than we are drinking now. We need our vitamin D. In Jamaica and in a lot of places, we have the sunshine. I was talking to a lady on Thursday, a new client that I got. She was getting her muscadine and everything, and I was saying to her, you need the sunshine. And she says, me afraid of it. We're not going to do it. And I said to her, just 45 minutes per day. That's all you need. And she says, Miss, what else?
Yeah, sometimes you just feel like going out in the sun. I'm telling you, will, once your body starts feeling good, it's going to happen.
And when you start to create a habit, you're going to feel the need for it, especially in the early morning. And I'm saying to persons now, some of the wellness guide we give people is ensure that your environment, your outside, your yard, clean. So if you have animals, you keep them penned up and stuff like that. And mostly like people who raise pigs and these animals, have a clean area that you can go and stand on the ground, the earth.
Be grounded.
Early morning, feel the earth coming up. Be grounded every day, every single day. Try to get even 10 to 15 minutes of being grounded.
We're electric.
Yes. You see, farming, that is why I say to persons, when you farm, the chemicals in the earth, when you handle the earth and the smell comes up into your nostrils, it's part of your healing. It
Yes.
is part of
Oh my
your
God, you're trying to get me to go to Jamaica right now, Dr.
come on, girl, come on, girl. I have an extra room just for you. Come on down. And I have enough yard space outside. You
Yes.
can go stand on the earth.
I'm
Yes.
actually gardening right now, so I'm
Yes,
digging
it's
in,
very
believe me.
important. Yeah, man, touching the dirt, doing your gardening, working on your plants, planting something. It's really excellent. You don't need a big yard to touch the dirt.
Yes, I
Don't.
agree. I
You
agree
can have your
completely.
little spot
If
that
you
you
feel
keep
like
working
laying
on.
down in the grass, lay down because nature
I'm
knows
going to tell you
best.
something happened when and it just crossed my mind. When I was very young girl in Mandeville growing up, going to Bishop Gibson High School, there was a lady working at a particular supermarket, and she was losing her lower limbs. They were deteriorating. I had no clue have no clue what was wrong with her. Honestly, I don't. But I remember I went to bed one night and I woke up and I said to mommy, I saw the lady in the dream and I saw what I interpreted to be God at the time. I saw someone who came to me and said to me, tell her to lay in the dirt. And she would lay in the dirt for an hour in the moonshine, and then she would lay in the dirt for an hour in the early morning sun, in the dirt, covered by the dirt. And I told my mom, and she believed in me. She believed in me and my ability to hear and see from the divine. And she was brave enough to go and tell the lady. And the lady started to doing it at that time, way back when I was a teenager, and she started to heal. Doctors didn't know what was wrong with her, but whatever was wrong with her started to reverse.
Yeah.
And then we told her about things that she could use from nature, and she started to do stuff, and she was getting better.
Yep.
I
It's
left,
very
I went
powerful.
off to college, don't know what happened to her, but I just remember that story at that time. I remember she was reversing her illness by just doing what nature provided. So being
Exactly.
grounded, using the earth and using the herbs of the land, you cannot. I tell you in Jamaican parlance, you can't go wrong.
You
You
can't go wrong.
you can't go wrong. Your will heal, the antioxidants will work. They will make you a new
First.
person. In the next 2 minutes, Dominique, tell us anything else you want to tell us.
Well, I just want to tell everyone thank you for having me here. And Dr. Asha, thank you for calling me. I greatly appreciate it. I love telling my story and giving people hope. And anyone here, I don't care what you have. Just know if that little light bulb that is inside of you talk to you saying that you could heal it, believe it. Everything
Yes.
starts with a grain of seeds, just like by the ocean, however you want to. Whatever you believe in, it can happen for you. And it could start off with something as simple as water, making up your mind, that willpower that we need. We all have it. Sometimes we have to dig a little deeper to find it. And don't always look for someone, because you will have someone that will discourage you on what you want
Yes.
to do for yourself. Love yourself enough, respect yourself enough to find your own ways, your own healing, just like I did.
Mhm.
Because had I continued to listen to people, I probably wouldn't have been here to speak to you, to let you know what my journey was like and how I got there. So detox, treat yourself like your cars, most guys. Remember, it takes a lot of breaking down in order to get that muscular body that you're looking for. And work on you. Work on you
Yes.
first. Love you first. If you could love yourself, then you could love anybody, then you could spread that love. But love is not me taking care of someone else where I neglect myself. I have to be able to love myself first, take care of myself in order for that to be able to transpire to someone else.
Yes, 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 Dominique. Thank you for sitting down with us this evening on
Thank you
Healing
for
Moments
having
on
me.
Fit FM 96.7. And we will continue our conversation. We will continue to talk, my dear. I love you. I love you as a friend. I love you as a
I love
person.
you too. We
And
never
I
stop talking. It's just
we
like
never
our
do, yeah?
conversations go on for hours.
For hours and hours and forever. Because you see, we have a common understanding of how great we are. And that's one of the things I
Our
normally say to
purpose.
my friends. We know our purpose and we have chosen to accept our purpose. We
Yes.
have chosen to walk in it. And we have come to realize that because we are great and we accept our greatness and we walk in it, we give others permission to do the same for themselves. And it is one of our purposes to ensure that we guide others to their
Yes.
greatness.
Yes.
And holistic wellness is an important part of any great person. You cannot be great if you are not well.
Exactly.
And
Absolutely.
well is not just not feeling any pain. Well is mental, emotional. It's all the alleys of the body coming together as
Body.
one.
Yep.
You're listening to us this evening on Fit FM 96.7 on Healing Moments. Dominique, my guest, we're saying thanks to her. I'm Dr. Asha Moina, and I'm saying to you this evening, it doesn't matter what illness you are facing. If you get up, say to yourself, self, I am not owning this illness. I remember when I had cancer and all of that. I never own it and go on like a something important.
Exactly.
A lot of us, we are not. I am working up with about 25 or so persons now in my 30-day wellness challenge. And all of these people have one fault in common, and I call it fault. I'm hoping that by the end of the 30-day, they will realize it's a fault and let go of it. Sickness is not a secret.
Yes.
The illness challenge you're facing is nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah. You didn't choose it.
You didn't choose it. And I'm quite sure if it was being sold in the shop, you wouldn't buy it.
Exactly.
So being afraid for people to know you are going through this. I'm not saying to you go put your business on the live post, but I'm saying to you, own your right to wellness enough that you're willing to face illness and not own it, not claim it, not hug it up and love it and be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do this 30-day wellness in such a way that I would have a group session with persons, but people are not willing to come in groups and talk about the different illnesses. Because if I was doing a weight loss challenge, then I'd have weight loss people coming together to exercise and work out. But we are not doing a weight loss challenge, we are doing a wellness challenge. So whatever the ill health that you are facing, that's what we're working on. And people are very secret and private about their illnesses. And
Yeah,
I
it's
respect
something that we
them
need
for
to
it.
change in our community, especially.
And if we change that outlook and that approach, more people will live.
Of course, of course.
More people will live because they'll be empowered and enticed by the way we choose to live and see you overcoming your challenges and want to rise along with you. So this is it for us, friends, from Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. My guest, Dominique, and I, Dr. Asha Muwendo, with my technical person in studio, Julia, as always, we are saying to you, love life, choose to live. And I can tell you, you can do the IQMK Muscadine way by taking your Muscadine every day. You can't regret it. God created nature that you can get it to become your pharmacy. And guess what? I want you to choose to live in such a way that you will no longer need a pharmacy, just a good kitchen, because
Yep.
your illnesses will be reversed and you'll be living for wellness. So you will not be getting ill. We have no control over aging. Sin met that who go dead, whatever. But nothing is wrong with you dying, knowing you can string a needle from 10 miles away. You can get up and walk 7 miles. It doesn't matter. You're not feeling any pain. You're strong. Nothing is wrong with dying with a beautiful body.
Yep.
Nothing is
Complaining
wrong
on
with
it.
that. Nothing is wrong with going to sleep with a beautiful, healthy body and a pretty face.
Yes.
Nothing is wrong with that. Choose life, choose wellness, choose Muscadine. And remember, you're listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Going to ask you to listen to this a bit of music as we say goodbye. From Healing Moments, walk good, love you all. Bye-bye.